Everyone says, just buy a Toyota if you want reliability. That advice isn't wrong, but here's what nobody tells you. There are 5 car brands building vehicles with Toyota-level dependability, and 4 of them cost significantly less to buy and maintain. I'm not talking about budget alternatives that almost match Toyota. I'm talking about brands that appear in the same reliability tier in European inspection data, the same breakdown statistics, the same long-term durability rankings, but without the Toyota price premium. One of these brands costs 40% less to maintain over 10 years, another has lower TUV failure rates than equivalent Toyotas, and the 5th? It's the brand everyone dismisses that's quietly proving the skeptics wrong. Let me be clear about what I'm claiming, and what I'm not. Toyota has earned its reputation through decades of conservative engineering and obsessive quality control. I'm not saying these brands are definitively better than Toyota. What I am saying is that the data shows they've reached the same tier of reliability, and in some cases, they offer better value for money. The evidence comes from sources that don't care about brand loyalty. TUV inspections in Germany test millions of vehicles annually for mechanical faults. ADAC breakdown statistics show which brands leave drivers stranded. UK MOT data reveals what actually fails at high mileage. Which surveys capture owner-reported problems across hundreds of thousands of vehicles. When you cross-reference all of it, Toyota isn't alone at the top anymore. Other manufacturers have studied their methods, refined their engineering, and in some areas, surpassed them, while charging less for the privilege. If you want to know which brands genuinely compete with Toyota on reliability without the Toyota price tag, subscribe to this channel. Toyota built its reputation on a simple formula: conservative engineering, proven technology, and relentless quality control. While competitors chased horsepower and features, Toyota focused on making cars that simply worked, year after year, mile after mile. That formula still produces excellent vehicles. The Corolla, Yaris, and RAV4 consistently rank among the most reliable cars in European inspection data. Toyota's hybrid system, refined over 25 years, has proven remarkably durable. The brand deserves its reputation. But the automotive world has changed. Other manufacturers studied Toyota's methods. They adopted similar philosophies: simplicity, proven technology, conservative tuning. They've now had enough time for that approach to show up in long-term reliability data. The result? Toyota is no longer alone at the summit. The TUV report shows several non-Toyota models matching or exceeding equivalent Toyota vehicles in failure rates. ADAC breakdown statistics show certain competitors with lower roadside assistance call rates. The gap that once separated Toyota from everyone else has closed significantly. Here's what matters for buyers. If 5 brands occupy the same reliability tier, the smart money goes to whichever offers the best overall value, and that calculation increasingly favors Toyota's competitors. I'm including Lexus while acknowledging the obvious. This is Toyota's luxury division, sharing platforms, engines, and manufacturing philosophy. The Lexus ES is essentially a Toyota Camry. The NX shares architecture with the RAV4. Calling this a different brand stretches the definition, but the execution genuinely differs. Lexus vehicles receive additional quality checks, higher grade materials, and assembly processes that prioritize refinement over production speed. The question is whether that translates into measurable better reliability, and the data suggests it does. J.D. Power's vehicle dependability study consistently ranks Lexus at or above Toyota. The RX shows fewer electrical issues than the mechanically similar Highlander. The ES outperforms the Camry it's based on in owner-reported problem rates. Same bones, better results. For European buyers, the value calculation matters. A Lexus costs 20 to 30% more than its Toyota equivalent at purchase, but maintenance costs are surprisingly similar. Lexus shares Toyota's parts supply chain, so service pricing isn't dramatically different from mainstream Toyota. The hybrid systems are identical to Toyota's, meaning 25 plus years of proven technology. No experimental powertrains, no cutting-edge systems that might fail in novel ways, just refined versions of drivetrains that have survived billions of collective miles. 5th place, because calling a Lexus a Toyota alternative is technically cheating. You're still buying Toyota engineering, but if you're spending Toyota money anyway, knowing that Lexus delivers measurably better outcomes for a reasonable premium is genuinely useful information. Honda built its reputation differently from Toyota. Where Toyota prioritized conservative simplicity, Honda pursued mechanical excellence, engines that revved higher, gearboxes that shift with precision, suspension geometry that made modest cars handle like sports cars. The VTEC engines of the 1990s became legendary not just for performance, but for surviving abuse that would destroy lesser powertrains. That engineering obsession continues, and European inspection data reflects it. TUV results show Honda models aging gracefully, with lower failure rates than segment averages even at high mileages. The Jazz appears consistently among the lowest fault vehicles tested, rivaling the Toyota Yaris year after year. Where Honda offers a genuine advantage is serviceability. The mechanical layouts prioritize access. Components that require regular attention are positioned logically. Repairs don't require removing half the engine bay to reach a simple part. This translates directly into lower labor costs. The same job often takes fewer hours on a Honda than competitors. The e-hybrid electric vehicle hybrid system deserves attention. Honda took a different approach than Toyota. 2 electric motors, no traditional gearbox, simpler mechanical architecture. Early reliability data suggests strong durability, although the system hasn't yet accumulated decades of proof like Toyota's hybrids have. One honest caution: Honda's 1.5 turbo engine experienced fuel dilution issues in cold climates, petrol contaminating the oil, requiring more frequent changes to prevent damage. Honda issued software updates and extended warranties, but the problem revealed that even Honda makes engineering missteps when chasing efficiency targets. For maximum reliability, the naturally aspirated and hybrid models remain the strongest choice. 4th place for Honda because it genuinely matches Toyota's reliability while offering practical ownership advantages. A compelling combination for buyers who calculate total cost rather than just purchase price. Mazda's approach to reliability is almost contrarian. While every competitor added turbochargers, Mazda refined naturally aspirated engines. While others adopted dual-clutch transmissions, Mazda perfected conventional automatics. While the industry chased electrification, Mazda focused on making combustion engines more efficient through compression innovation. This isn't stubbornness, it's a deliberate durability strategy, and the data increasingly validates it. TUV inspection results show Mazda 3 and CX-5 models matching Toyota equivalents in failure rates across most categories. Some model years actually show lower failure rates for suspension and electrical components. The European inspection data doesn't lie. Mazda has reached the same tier as Toyota. The Skyactiv engine family embodies this philosophy. No turbo to fail at 80,000 miles. Timing change throughout, no belt replacement schedules, conservative tuning that prioritizes longevity over headline power figures. These engines aren't exciting on paper, but they're engineered to run for decades. The weight advantage compounds everything. A Mazda 3 weighs roughly 200 kilograms less than a comparable Golf. Less weight means reduced strain on brakes, suspension, and drivetrain. Components last longer because nothing works as hard. It's physics favoring reliability. Where Mazda genuinely excels is total ownership cost. The combination of lower purchase price, reasonable maintenance, and strong residual values creates a compelling financial case. For buyers calculating 10-year costs rather than just the sticker price, Mazda often wins against Toyota. The caveat is market share. Mazda's smaller sales volumes create statistical uncertainty in some reliability databases, but every available data source points the same direction. Mazda has genuinely achieved Toyota-level dependability through fundamentally different engineering choices. 3rd place because the transformation is real and the value proposition is strong. Mazda delivers Toyota reliability without the Toyota price premium. Here's where I'll lose some viewers and gain some credibility with those who know the data. Suzuki, the brand that doesn't even sell cars in America. The brand everyone dismisses as budget produces some of the most reliable vehicles on European roads. The TUV report data is striking. Suzuki models consistently appear among the lowest failure rates in their age categories. The Swift, Vitara, and Jimny show inspection pass rates that match or exceed Toyota equivalents. This isn't one anomalous year, it's a consistent pattern across multiple inspection cycles. Why? Suzuki builds simple cars, no turbocharged engines, no dual-clutch transmissions, no cutting-edge technology that becomes tomorrow's repair bill. Just proven, under-stressed mechanical components assembled with Japanese precision. The Swift weighs around 900 kilograms. At that weight, nothing works hard. Brakes last longer because they're stopping less mass. Suspension components remain tight because they're not constantly stressed. Engines barely work at motorway speeds. Simplicity isn't a compromise. It's a durability strategy that Toyota itself pioneered decades ago. ADAC breakdown statistics reinforce the inspection data. Suzuki's leave drivers stranded less frequently than almost any other brand, including Toyota in some comparisons. When problems occur, they're typically minor electrical issues rather than catastrophic mechanical failures. The cost advantage is dramatic. A new Suzuki Swift costs roughly 40% less than a Toyota Yaris. Maintenance costs are minimal. Simple engine, simple transmissions, widely available parts. Insurance is cheaper because values are lower. The 10-year total cost of ownership difference can exceed £8,000 to £10,000. Second place for Suzuki because the reliability data genuinely matches Toyota while the cost equation dramatically favors buyers willing to ignore badge prestige. Subaru occupies the top spot because they engineer vehicles for conditions that would destroy ordinary cars. And that philosophy benefits every owner, not just those tackling mountain passes in winter. The symmetrical all-wheel drive system is the foundation. This isn't a part-time system that engages when sensors detect slip. Subaru's setup runs permanently, distributing power evenly through mechanically robust components. No complex electronics deciding when to engage. No clutch packs wearing out. Just consistent power delivery that TUV inspectors find remarkably intact at high mileages. European inspection data tells the story. Subaru Foresters and Outbacks show lower failure rates for drivetrain and suspension components than you'd expect from vehicles often used in demanding conditions. The all-wheel drive system itself is essentially bulletproof. Inspectors rarely find issues, even at 150,000 plus miles. The Boxer engine requires honest discussion. Head gasket problems plagued the EJ series engines for years. The horizontally opposed layout makes certain maintenance more expensive. Spark plugs and valve cover gaskets cost more to access than equivalent inline engines. I won't pretend these issues don't exist. But the newer FB series engines have largely addressed the head gasket concerns. UK MOT data shows modern Subarus passing at rates comparable to Toyota equivalents. The mechanical foundation is sound. The historical baggage is fading. What separates Subaru is the ownership experience. These vehicles attract people who actually use them: farmers, outdoor enthusiasts, people in rural areas where breakdowns aren't just inconvenient, but dangerous. The fact that Subaru thrives in those markets suggests the durability claims aren't marketing fiction. First place because Subaru built a brand specifically around lasting forever. The European inspection data increasingly supports this claim, and the vehicles reward owners who understand the maintenance requirements with genuinely exceptional longevity. So here's the bottom line. Toyota makes excellent cars. If you buy a Toyota, you're getting proven reliability backed by decades of evidence. That's not changing. But Toyota isn't alone anymore. The brands I've covered today, Subaru, Suzuki, Mazda, Honda, and Lexus, all occupy the same reliability tier in European inspection data. They all show similar long-term durability patterns. They all produce vehicles that routinely exceed 200,000 miles without major issues. Here's the ranking. Number 1, Subaru, built specifically for durability, all-wheel drive excellence, high owner loyalty for good reason. Suzuki, the value champion, Toyota-level reliability at dramatically lower cost. The brand everyone should stop ignoring. Number 3, Mazda, the transformation success. Consumer Reports' most reliable brand. Simplicity philosophy that's paying off. Number 4, Honda, the engineer's choice. Lower maintenance costs, mechanical layouts that respect serviceability. Number 5, Lexus, Toyota's better version of itself. Premium execution of proven Toyota engineering. What this means for buyers is simple. You have options. If you want Toyota reliability, you can get it from Toyota, or you can get it from 5 other brands, often at lower cost. The data doesn't lie about which cars actually survive long-term ownership. The smart approach isn't blind loyalty to any badge. It's examining the evidence, understanding the trade-offs, and choosing whichever vehicle offers the best combination of reliability, cost, and features for your specific needs. Toyota earned its reputation. These 5 brands have earned their place in the same conversation. Which of these brands surprised you the most? Have you owned any of them past 150,000 miles? Share your experience in the comments. Your real-world data helps other buyers make informed decisions. And if you want more content that cuts through brand tribalism to show what the data actually reveals, subscribe to this channel. We're here for automotive truth, not manufacturer loyalty.